that's a dick.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be watching episode 4 of Interview with the Vampire. This episode is called I Want You More Than Anything in the World. And so I think based off that title we're going to be seeing a little bit more of Lestat, maybe through the, not in real sense, but more through the eyes of Louie. As Louie has been dealing with a lot of post-traumatic stress after having to murder his first vampire love. So yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit more of him. Before we get into this episode, there's a few things I want to touch on that I didn't talk about in the last episode, just because it was more of a reaction and not like a commentary, and so I didn't really get into it. But there's a few things I want to call out. First was that I really liked how we opened up episode 3 with Armand sitting down with Daniel. It started off like he was just apologizing on behalf of Louie's actions and how he brought up the whole situation with Alice, but he took it a little bit further by talking about how he knew Lestat and how his encounter with Lestat was either different or the same as what Louie had experienced, except in his sense, Lestat left him, and I guess that's where he later found Louie in New Orleans. But it's just nice to see him open up and talk about that. Got to see how he used to live, but he was kind of like under, I don't know if he was underground or where the hell he was, in the catacombs. I don't know what the hell him and his people were staying at, but he had his own little coven and he was the leader, and he kind of his own beliefs that he kind of in his people, which kind of am afraid to live in the same sense that most vampires live in, lavish life where they're just running around doing whatever they want with no rules. Believe that they are the superior being and that they are gods, acknowledging the true vampire nature, so to speak. When he sensed Lestat, he came and found him in the theater, and that's how I guess they all got brought to the theater. Lestat was originally the one that was there performing, and so that's how he kind of to him and made his presence known. And he pretty much told Lestat that wanted him to join his coven. And not for the same reasons that he probably recruited everyone else. You know, he recruited the other people. It was to get them under his leadership and under his belief. But it looks like he grew tired of his own beliefs, but didn't have the courage to say that. And so he he lured Lestat in to kind of come in and say the things that he had quite been wanting to say for some time. So it was interesting to see how those two were connected. I'm gonna jump into Claudia. Claudia, she finally joined the coven at the end. We all saw that. Extremely happy for her, sorta, because I'm not sure how this is all gonna turn out, especially with Santiago not really feeling Louie and really has been pressuring Armand to, he joins the coven or he needs to go. She has joined the coven and she now has her family. But she's stuck playing a little girl, which is something that we all know she struggles with. I mean, she's a little girl, but has to be, 30-something, 40-something, close to her 40s by now. And so she's going to be stuck playing a little girl for the next 50 years, as we saw in the last episode. So that's a bummer. But she does have her sense of community, though. She does have someone else outside of Louie. So it's like she gained one thing and lost another. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're going to see her in these plays. Then we also saw Armand. It got to a point where things got really tense, like he's going to off Louie, like giving him the option of, hey, either you join or you go. But at that point, I don't think it was him giving him an option, because Louie had killed someone in the local park, which brought attention to them. It's her nature to a human, killing his maker. So it was a bunch of rules he had broken. And so it was almost like, the point, it was like, okay, well, done all this on top of not joining the coven, you have to go. And so it looks like Armand was going to kill him, but he didn't. He walked him home on the ground. He spent the night with Louie. Louie forgave him that quick. So yeah, excited, but I'm not going to go too deep into it just because I don't want to guess the wrong things or what's going to happen next. But I do want to see more Claudia for sure. I want to see how she's adjusting, and then I also want to see more Lestat, just because I feel like we haven't got enough of him. Yeah, go ahead and get into this episode.
You and me.
Okay.
Thought was my companion in America.
And where is he now?
I killed him And he fucking had it come.
Debatable.
Go away.
His name's Raglan James.
Got a real name?
Files have been placed on your comically vulnerable laptop.
The Coven is envious of your independence.
I wonder if we gonna get to
It's a
see her
problem.
again.
I mean, I get
And when is that?
the dress for my body.
It's Louie
Who
who's
you call
from
him?
Chicago.
The dressmaker,
Just outside.
seamstress?
Middle
I don't know
school,
if
you
it's a
stole
word.
your dad's Playboy magazines, sold them at recess.
They're gonna let me join the Coven. It'd be nice if you come.
He will be the ruin of us. Do what must be done.
And do you speak for the Coven?
You didn't think we were going to leave you in the wet room, did you?
A new play for you and the ladies.
And I'll play the little girl.
Poor
You'll be their
Claudia.
little birdie
She
for the
can't
next
catch a
50
break.
years.
Oh, this looks like her first play.
There's nothing more adorable than a happy baby bird. And a happy baby loves to sing with a voice that can be heard. There's just one thing that makes her sad. In fact, I think it makes her mad. When she's locked away like an old fade, like a love that's lost its unshine. And the sunshine calls her out to play.
He does not. I don't know if he just hates plays in general. He really doesn't find this good at all. Because we know he doesn't like plays, but what's his issue with this one?
Don't like windows when they're closed. I want to fly where the wild wind blows. Trees and bees and big rainbows. No, I don't like windows when they're closed.
She don't like windows when they're closed.
And how did she like being infantilized?
Coven life requires a letting go
Yeah.
of yourself. She carried her water uphill like a seasoned player.
Did she just...
Hello, baby Lou. We've come to steal your Nunu away downstairs to stir our cocktails and serve our canapes and keep your daddy's disgusting hands off your dear mama.
I'm a birdie.
Madame, your daughter is bewitched by the window. She thinks she is a real bird. I need 2 mint juleps and 4 bellinis. Yes. Lulu, get away from
Okay, never mind. We see why he
I'm a
hates it.
birdie.
Don't make me use this.
I'm gonna flap my wings and fly far
You
away.
know
Fly far away.
you have been warned.
Oh, my claw.
It is not a glove! It is a foot! Where are my canapes? Yes, madame.
Little birdie.
Oh, it
who's
probably
out
makes him
track.
think about how her feelings are in real life, too.
We're getting free.
And he may be the one that's holding her back, pinning her down. Oh.
Where are the canapes?
The play was a hit.
An unmitigated hit.
They added shows, added seats, sold souvenirs.
Parisians who'd long disdained us started drifting back in again. We even added back a Wednesday French performance.
How did the Coven take it?
Mostly with good
They were
grace.
bitter.
I hate this song like I hate
Oh.
mortal.
Nobody wants to see him
My
anymore.
mortal mother sings it. Why she beats me with a crucifix.
about 3 minutes.
Really? Is that all she do? You doing all that? You not even on stage yet. I feel like she doesn't care about this performance either.
She's flapping her wings and
I wonder if this for herself. Is that why she's not here?
It says here in the margins, find baby Lulu's inner childlike wonder again. And Claudia, if you do absolutely nothing else, at least enunciate.
Those are my notes, but
By the 500th performance, Claudia was beyond bored.
If she's putting that amount of energy into it and still drawing seats, then and singing and she up there, she just looks so miserable.
lackluster, bromidic, unacceptable.
Yes, matron.
So, explain to the company why the 500th performance of My Baby Loves Windows felt more like a slog than a celebration.
Think that
Wave your words to shore, please.
I'm a fierce vampire trapped in the body of a little girl. I'm reminded of it every night of my existence, buttoning up this dress and singing and smiling while the mortals laugh and point. I relive every condescending look or fucking comment I have ever had to suffer. I have lost my passion for work on stage. I think I prefer backstage work.
Sam,
Yes, Mater?
what are you holding in your hand?
Popcorn bag and a prophylactic.
And why, as the author of My Baby
Oh,
Loves
honey,
Windows,
you
was
over there
so
giving
humble yourself?
blowjobs. You don't get
It's a
to
privilege to work in this
do that
theater.
at
I do
anybody.
what I'm asked, and I do it gratefully.
Your nomadic passion, Claudia, owes your playwright an apology.
Sorry, Sam.
Ah, you're grand.
And to help you rediscover your passion for Lulu, you'll no longer remove your costume. You'll sleep in it, rehearse in it, feed in it, hunt in it. You live with Lulu off stage until she returns to you on stage.
And yet the audience sang along in full voice.
The red hands of clapping cattle are not the measure of the Théâtre des Vampires. If they were, your mugging and pandering would have a standing room only to the decade.
Nicely volleyed, Matt. But why single out our sister when nomadic passion has infected the entire company?
Right.
Has it?
Maître might not have noticed, as he has been nomadically attending the Théâtre des Vampires.
And the infection spread, what, a year and a half ago?
When a certain vampire was granted dispensation from coven membership.
It's Louie. I got a name.
Louis takes all the proper precautions.
Reviews and stuff in the cafe, the salon, and the gallery.
I keep my business tight, thank you.
Maybe
He got a smart ass mouth. Everybody got everybody.
I'll loan it to you when I'm done.
This is not about Louie.
Discipline Claudia for bumping into the scenery, but let Louis run wild.
It's a show of shallow power.
And you do this for what? Thirst? Is it love? What is he exactly? Are you
Oh,
companions?
Lord. The girls is fighting. So he can't even... This man can't even put a label on his relationship. But besides all that, everybody had something to say. Everybody was putting their feelings out on the table. Everybody was like, look, we tired of this performance. She ain't in it. Like, something to switch it up. We don't want to do this anymore. Louie in the back just chilling quietly, I guess. And rightfully so, the coven would have questions. If we told you that he needs to be gone or he needs to join the coven, why is he here but technically not a part of the coven? So I get the frustration, and I really wish that Louie would cooperate, because I feel like this is only going to make them retaliate, and somebody's going to end up finding out the truth. All because you refuse. It's almost, it's funny because this kind of feels like the work environment. Like working when people don't know about you. They just have a whole attitude. They hate you. You're the enemy. They single you out on everything. Just all because you refuse to get close to them and tell them your business. So this is this is basically what's going to happen. If he does not try to extend an olive branch on the sake of really both of them, but Claudia especially because she's in the coven around these people almost every single day, somebody's going to retaliate. So
It's not a companionship. What is it?
It's whatever you want to call it.
An affair? A romance?
It works for me. Companion works too. It's not the word I would use.
It's not whatever I want to call it then.
What was my mother's name?
Grace?
Florence. Grace was my sister.
Well, you don't talk about your mother very much.
No, I don't.
I was wondering who the fuck was walking around in that room. I thought
That's great. What we got is great.
Just not a companionship.
Oh, God, how do you manage it?
not this man tagging along his dead ex
And when we want to be alone,
in the middle of a nightcap
and that's
or
good.
the end of a nightcap.
It's not easy for me. You don't understand the danger I risk every night for you. How that danger compounds with every slight.
What
You
slight?
barely join us for a hunt. You read novels during performances.
Yeah, I've seen those plays 100 times.
I keep your secret.
What's the secret? Oh, I'm the secret. Do you notice how hot the room gets when you two talk about the secret?
Progress.
Only seems to work when I think of shit that pisses me off.
I try and find the vulnerability within the object.
So you want me to come around more?
Yes, that would help.
Okay, I'll come around more.
You have to get back.
I mean, he said the L word despite him not knowing what. I mean, I guess you don't have to be in a relationship with somebody that love him, but he is so fucking petty.
I love you.
That's a good question.
I love you.
Are you schizophrenic, Louie?
No,
Have you considered yourself schizophrenic at the time?
I'm not sure the term applies to a vampire. Perhaps when the book is published enterprising psychotherapist will write papers.
Until then, you only have Daniel Malloy.
He was my biographer, my therapist, my murderer.
Short of a diagnosis, would you like to know what it felt like?
Yeah.
I could feel the movement of air with his movements. His breath on the back of my neck.
Mom don't like this.
Reach out and touch his hand. I wouldn't say it was his hand, but it was not his hand.
And you weren't feeling Lestat in the
Oh.
room?
No. And I was not aware he was as present as it seems he was. But looking back on it now, I can understand it.
So they really gonna off my
Higher
boy?
bond.
I'm not breaking the
Those
rule of
severing
exposing
one
themselves to a
and
human, but
knitting
shit, they've
another.
already done that and allowed him to
So,
go.
were you the only ones who survived the fire at the theater?
Oh, Lord.
You weren't provided any information about the fire in our archives. It's enterprising.
Oh,
Is that
wow.
what makes you fascinating? In high school, you told a girl you'd only do her if she had a paper.
Are they using the insecurities around his sexuality to
Sorry.
blackmail him?
The fire?
One of my researchers found it in the Beinecke Library in New Haven. She thinks we're working on a book about the post-war reconstruction of Paris. Claudia.
Those are good.
Direct
Those are good
violation of the third great
recover
law.
from that.
Still journaling.
What are you writing, baby Lou?
Why are you lurking?
Honoring the blood. Pepper Matake moved me. I wanted to hear his heartbeat one last time.
Well, here it comes.
No vampire must commit to writing the history of the vampires.
Lawful.
Yeah,
It's
like
not the
this is
history.
a children's book.
Random thoughts as a
Dude,
habit.
this is my
Baby
wife.
son.
Celeste and Estelle hate me. I hear their petty insults in the middle of our
You
scene.
know what we call Celeste behind her back? The Marie Celeste, because her talent disappeared without trace years ago. And Estelle
He
is
is
so
so-
far up Celeste's ass that she doesn't need a coffin to
So
sleep
sassy
in.
and so
I
messy.
do
It
think there's
just,
something juicy in there.
and I like him though.
A few things about you. Go on.
Maître has a gravely attachment to the laws. Now, you may feel protected by his equally tender attachment to your Louie, but tender turned to tinder.
I took an oath. I don't need
Francis Norton was transformed without the permission of the vampire Armand in absent-minded violation of Law 1. And here lies his daddy vamp. Oh, please, don't be so melodramatic. I have bent Law 4 with at least half the working girls at Le Chabanais, but I am rigorous. Had I been Estelle or Celeste lurking in the shadows... Oh, and thank you for the kind words you wrote about me.
I like him, but I also don't know whether to trust him or
Just
not.
now, right in front of you.
Hey, baby Lou! I don't like windows when they close. I won't be
Oh, she hadn't been back since.
You sold me a dress.
Vous avez été arraché.
Made no impression on me at all.
I liked you. Well, you moved on from pickpocket? You're clowning now.
I'm an actress now.
Ah, okay. Des vampires? I've seen this show.
A divertissement. Still dressing your windows for your German tourists?
I like it. I like this between the two of them.
I agree.
Like,
I didn't say it because it's rude and
it
obvious.
seems like they both have respect for each other. One just gonna be like a friend for her.
Merci.
This couple, the Perriers, they got this salon thing called R26, artist types. Some showing work, some just there to be there. Painters, poets.
Photographers?
Yeah, me. Oh, I show little work. Got some love back.
I don't know what he sees in him. He's not that attractive.
And the waterfall of pretension bursting forth from his mental cavity.
Read my mind. Grab my melons.
Already doing it.
Sam was late with the blood bellows.
Heads in a hat. Working on a new play. Won't happen again, man.
It happened 4 times.
Won't happen again, man.
Oh, that's why she down there heartbroken. I was like, what's wrong with her?
Since Santiago has taken up with Celeste again.
And Gustave, les toilettes?
Back at the lair, hungover from last night when he split from the pack and overserved himself in the Latin Quarter.
Ran down the street screaming, I am a vampire.
Wheels are coming off this week, maître.
It's not just Paris giving birth to more genius. She's giving birth...
To modernity itself.
Yes. Sculptors and authors and photographers and saxophone players intermingling and innovating, collapsing two art forms into one, coming up with new ones.
He did say he was a good mimic.
Everyone's fawning over Picasso, but out there on the left bank in shabby hotel rooms and cold water walk-ups, a new generation ripping apart the old molds, bursting into new ones. Suppose I can't come off party. Everyone's falling over Picasso, but not me. Not Louie Dulac. I'm out in the streets on the barricades with the avant-garde. Funny.
See, now that I've wriggled inside your voice, pulled it on like a costume, you don't sound all that Chicago to me.
Outside Chicago. We roamed all around.
It's the emphasis on the second syllable. Borrowed from the French.
So, it's mimicry that you good at? Like a
oh shit!
Getting monkey.
Cajun drawl. I want to test a theory. Say New Orleans
or buffoon. Anything else you want to say, buffoon? I couldn't hear you from the other side of the table, but you got my attention. Take your time. Come on. What? Spit it out.
That's enough. You two want to act like fledglings do it in darkness.
All right.
Louis, come back.
So, you've been showing your work at the Perrier Salon.
Always something interesting happening there.
Maybe before the war, more than now. Then I'm really at my gallery.
You got a nice one. You might remember I bought a Fujiron from you early in the year. A little short of asking, so doing that watch I was wearing.
Yes, a watch. Where did you hang the Fujiron?
Over my bed all spring. Then I sold it to Jermaine Seligman in summer. I saw he was expanding beyond decorative arts, getting into paintings. Got a good price.
So are you a dealer or are you an artiste, Mr. Dulac?
He still had that hustler mentality.
You're using a Rolleiflex and always at night. Very hard. Sometimes a Leica, like this one.
That's in there by mistake. I didn't mean to bring that one.
We're getting the camera straight, but here, something fragile, this man.
If you knew the man, you know he was anything but.
A happy mistake, then. You caught the soul he is hiding. So, tell me, what do you see?
Framing the door, the light on the street, the door across the street. The look he's getting from the stoop across the street.
Is the look a warning? This is what happens if you play in the street, thinks the mother.
Or is it the friend of the boy he used to play with? Can't anymore.
And what of the look of the boy who cannot play anymore? We are left to wonder.
Hell of a shot. Who took it?
A young American, like yourself. He has the eye.
He's saying I don't have the eye?
No. I do have the eye. Like I have. We know it when we see it. You see it in yours? Only 5 prints left. You should buy one from me. Sit on it. Sell it to Seliman when he moves into photography. You get a good price.
Fuck you!
Yeah, early work. Can't read anything I wrote before Michael Jackson's hair caught on fire. But some of these aren't so bad, Louie.
They document, nothing more.
I mean, this one, the fountain couple and the water's glowing. I think I've seen it somewhere, like in a book or something, right?
There's a good reason you picked that one, Daniel. It's not mine. That's Fred Stein.
See, I knew Armand was like covering up and hiding stuff from him.
Elsa Triolet, Model, mid-30s. I'm still in New Orleans. What is this?
Dear, this is a Stein.
I know. Why is it in there? Why are all these in there?
Don't ask me. We've been staring at
I didn't put these here.
Why is he
Probably
doing?
Rashid confused them.
You told the girl you don't need to do her. If she had a paper bag over her head, she agreed and you did.
This is embarrassing. I don't want you thinking I was trying to pass them off as mine.
Yeah.
I was an amateur. I want our readers to know that.
Sure.
So
Can
it's
I get
obvious that
aspirins, migraines today?
Armand is lying. Like I don't know what reason or to what extent. But the part that's getting me is like every time Malloy is onto him about something, he does this flashback where he's talking about a very sensitive moment where Malloy may have questioned his sexuality. And I just don't know how I feel about that. Like, why continue to head over his head? Like, the man had a wife, just like you, multiple sexual partners who were male and female. So why keep up on bringing those in the past when this man has already been married, now divorced, he has a kid? It's like, what, like that? And so, I don't know. I hope we get to the bottom of what happened between the two of them. Friend that she connects with, maybe runs away with. Maybe she's not dead, maybe a friend, and I don't know.
Merci. Merci. I know, my French is terrible.
It's better than the plays. When you went out the window and you cracked your neck.
I like her.
And then the song came back again.
Oh, wait. I should kill whoever wrote it.
Zoom in on this cigarette. I hope nothing happens to her. I actually like her. She's nice. She's nice.
That was.
Made a dress for Claudia. You know, she's honest with Claudia.
Hey, you want to ride home?
I've only been at it a few years.
It's one man's opinion.
I only take them at night when I can't control the light I'm getting. You know, I'm supposed to stand by a street lamp, wait for the world to pass under it. I'm a vampire.
You're a vampire.
I'm out there prowling
You're a
for the
hunter.
moment. Do you know how many great shots I've taken, only to find that the light was insufficient when I put it in the bag?
Tell me
I'm
more.
so sick of
The
him.
whole goddamn lot.
He is so. He's childish. He's childish.
Gordon Parks fella you put in front of me? Guy spends 3 or 4 days with folks before he even picks
But this
up
gotta
the
be
phone.
how
Friends with him
Louie
and shit. I
Louie
can't do
wants
that.
him to
I'll end up
be
beating him.
in his head.
And this one. Oh, and her.
Not like Lestat would actually be there, right?
Tell me one thing wrong about this photo.
Well, for one thing, I'm not in it.
Please.
Your lens is very clean. And you see here, in the corner? And on this night, you only had 8 frames of film on you. A haunting set of clouds moved in minutes after your last shot. If it lacks singularity, there's nothing wrong, per se, with the frame, but perhaps going forward when the moon is your favorite source of light, a little patience.
What light through yonder window breaks?
Wait, what?
And Louis is the moon.
I was wondering if you wanted to take one of our walks.
So you spend the day and night in the dress? Is this some acting process?
It's a punishment.
Because you don't like flapping your arms in that stupid play. Are you their hostage?
More like they're my family.
TB killed my family. All of them. Dead. Oh, my town was sad for me. Oh, poor orphan. But I mean, not too we had money. And they didn't know my family.
We're gonna talk about that.
Lieutenant from Düsseldorf. He was 19. He said, I want to know what love is before I die.
Sounds like a lie.
I thought so too, but then he shook so much when I took my shirt off. He gave me food, a cigarette, but it was the comfort. He was alive. I know it sounds like a joke, but when there's death all around.
I saw the war too.
And the lovemaking, you know, so boyish. Down and up and down. And he has his eyes closed. You know, I said to him, you're making love to me and you think it's wrong to look at me. I wasn't inviting Hitler to stay in France. I was inviting a frightened boy to cradle my tits.
Oh, down with a German man.
And now I'm a traitor. Slut.
See, I like her. She has good stories. I want to know more about her.
Best.
Child, did y'all just freeze the damn security guard?
This is my favorite walk in Paris. Boulevards of framed time and space. The oil dead still living, still fighting. When you are the oldest suit in town, it is a comfort to be among your contemporaries.
Feels familiar.
Ah, weary of battles and glorious hunts, there is a street
Damn,
of
he did that
fruit
so
and flowers
smooth.
2 doors down. Rest.
Not the art, the apology. Flex your power one night and follow it with grand
Aw.
groveling the next. Vintage Leoncourt.
I do not enjoy using my
That's
powers
not the
like
worst thing that either one of them could
Seemed
possibly
like
do.
you
That
did.
He didn't kill him.
That was for covering discipline.
You have
for
an
the
issue with them
situation.
hunting.
If
I mean,
may,
what's wrong with him
you
freeze
were
framing
one
somebody
rather tightly after
just to take you
Santiago's
on a
probe.
date?
Remember me? I had folks like Santiago both my lives. I don't need you flying in like vampire papa.
I did poorly, but I did it for our protection.
And I didn't like seeing Claudia made
I
puppet.
treated her as a member of my coven.
I don't like you parading her around
Finally,
in
you
that
said
baby doll
something.
dress either. If I may say, it all makes you look weak.
I am not Lestat.
Louis, who are you?
Okay.
I don't think you know who you are. I don't think you get to ask that question. You're on a date with your current boo and your ex-boo at the same time, like, and let's there because you want him to be. I don't think this is him haunting him.
The adoration of the shepherds with the donor. Palma Vecchio, a contemporary of my maker, Marius de Romanis, also a fine painter, albeit one of lesser skill. In fact, the donor in the title was my maker. The canvas painted in my maker's studio, and in this case, the donation was, what is the modern word for it? In kind. This is Amadeo. He's 20 years here. He was rescued from a brothel when he was 15, named named Arun, then think. I cannot be sure. The abuse in the brothel
child, he was
was such that I cannot be
trafficking.
sure that is what his parents named him. Arun. The parents that sent him to work on a merchant boat in Delhi when in actuality they had sold him to
Ma,
slavery.
that is really fucked up. You sell your own kid?
All fragments shackled on the boat. The brothel, my maker's purchase, his renaming me, his reluctance to share the dark
Kind of like Lestat held back his knowledge.
knowing what would do to his beloved Amadeo.
That's how they keep people loyal.
I served him with all my heart, basked in his mercy, his worshipful mercy. Amadeo had a skill, and if a friend wandered into town, I was occasionally donated a meteor in the forearms. But then this was 7 years before I was stricken with illness, before I was turned and imbued with my powers.
And Omar?
The name the Coven in Rome gave me.
Oh, okay.
After they set to the studio, set fire to my maker, and sent me to Paris to reign over the Coven, abandoned by Magnus. Magnus, who begat Lestat. Lestat, who we...
Yeah, Lestat don't like that.
On and on and on.
Is he
and
mad
on.
as is this just Louie? How he think Lestat would act to that news?
Louis, am I my history I have endured? Am I the job I do not want? I do not know anymore. No one has painted me in over 400 years.
Sorry to disturb you, maître. What is it, woman?
I look good. I look French.
No, it's not right at the front because your chest's
I don't have much.
Yes, you don't have more than you did 2 years ago. Same shape, same height.
The war shriveled some people, stunted.
Thank you. Somebody addresses the eyes. Like
You have eyes like my wings.
nobody has said anything.
Been through some shit like anybody else. Mom died, Dad ran off. Aunt didn't want me. Fire, adopted. One of them was bad trouble. Ran away. One dark thing after another. Maybe I seek it out. Maybe I chase after it.
Why?
I don't know. But it's something to think about. Because even in between the dark things, there's something broken in me. A collision in me, like I want to go back.
Go bang, bagada, go cold. I mean, that's fine. Be fine again. And then bang.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of
bang and...
I mean, I think most people could say for things like depression and like people say just get out, like you get through it and you have your moments where you're able to get over it.
You got blood on your
Oh my God, what happened to her?
I bled through. Don't move too much, the pins, huh? Leaving a trail.
But yeah, it's
Claudia! This was a hit. The show is our cover.
Tell me again what it is.
We all humble ourselves.
Tell me again how Sam licks the stage clean after every show. And I'll tell you a job I'd rather do.
The only one with a child's physique.
Audiences don't give a shit. Twan could play the part. They just want to watch the bouncy ball.
15 minutes and I could pretend.
It's a degrading 15 minutes. I like to walk off stage in the middle of it, but I don't. I like to pounce on the audience members, but I don't.
You left the sacrifice
Oh,
on the
they having this
bleeding floor.
conversation very
We honor
loudly.
the blood when we dispose of it.
You dispose it so you won't get caught. Come on now. I missed a chore and made a friend.
Oh,
and
whoa.
before you tell
Whoa,
me to
whoa,
make
whoa.
friends with the
No,
coven,
no, we don't
I
do
can,
that.
Because they've all turned inward too long ago and you know it, which is why you run to Louie.
I have let you whine and have your say. Most in my position would treat you no better than you treated your maker. Let us agree. Going forward,
You really gonna hang that over
you
her
will do
head?
more than the bare minimum on and off stage. And
You
the friend
took
made,
something Louis told you in confidence
you will not see again.
and went and used it to manipulate somebody he considered to be his family.
I'm too young to play Polonius. Know your role, Thesp. Join your maker in oblivion.
Armand got a little temper on him.
You can't think of it as a waste of time, Louis. What's 2 years? I pretended to be an actor for 2 years. When you're dallying
Even
with that
Lestat called him manipulative. So it is.
What is vampire life but poor decisions stacked next to better ones? Speaking of poor decisions.
Louie! Armand knows all about Lestat. How long's he known?
Whole time.
What?
Read our minds, first night at the theater.
But you colored it in for him. Painted a picture. Who did the poisoning? Who did the throat cutting?
You could trust Armand.
What about me and you? You and me! Me and you!
New Orleans, unhappy. Vampire homeland, unhappy. Paris, unhappy. Comes to Coven, you're beaming like the whole world went Technicolor.
What the fuck fuck's going on without me here?
I didn't want to wreck that for you, and this whole time
Chasing it.
he hasn't betrayed our trust.
Oh, now I don't sound like.
Chasing
Oh,
it. Except
choosing
he just
another
told
man
me
over
with-
her. Thank you.
Doesn't sound like him. I forgot. Love makes you stupid. Makes you fickle and weak and blind. Let me guess, he's your companion finally. Well, good for fucking you. You and him. Him.
Go to hell, Louie.
And fucking him.
That is not the same thing. Her wanting a sense of community.
You left me. Go sit in your
Hell, what is she supposed to do when you got your head stuck up somebody else's ass? I knew he wasn't saying that to her in the back of that truck, about some me and you and me. Bunch of bull. He even said it in season 1. He tells himself lies to make himself feel good. Just like he was saying how he used to tell these people that he was getting these women off the streets. He was giving them a good job, but he knew what he was. He was a
What?
Louis, he tells himself these lies to feel good about whatever it is that he's doing. Talking about something, you left me. Dude, I come home to you every single day. What are you talking about?
Balcony.
Keep her watching.
Eyes, ears, and minds.
Yeah, I want to be outside with you all day, crying and thinking about this all day. No.
What are we hunting for, mon cher?
What are you hungry for, Lestat?
The pick of the city. Pick. A couple out for a cheat.
His wife and her husband nodding off in their ignorant beds.
Drain them in heat. Let their children answer and knock at the door. A pale-faced policeman arrive to the morgue.
Yeah, all that. Have a seat.
Hunt later.
Yeah, hunt later.
Oh.
Wanker. You summoned him.
Yeah.
You're gonna break it up?
That's a lie.
Yeah.
Oh. It had to happen. Always doomed. I'm happy you don't.
No, you're not.
That's what you wanted me to say?
Then you say what I want you to say now.
Do I?
Say apple.
Apple.
Say it in French.
La pomme.
So with him saying French, because we know Louis' French isn't that good, they're supposed to signal that that really is him there and it's not Louis' thoughts.
Why this suit?
It's my favorite on you.
Really? I didn't know that.
No, I don't like this. Even though Lestat is bad for him, but I don't
That's
like
quite
this.
nice, I suppose. Herringbone wool, notch color. You might not know this, but I had the tailor inscribe your initials on the back side of the ticket pocket. Right here.
Oh, he's gonna save my heart. How long does it take him to get to this bench?
Would always.
Yeah, knees to chest. Ain't you a vampire?
Summoned me. The center isn't holding. Mutiny brewing. Everyone doing what they want when they want.
Everyone but you.
I'm not sure I can keep obedience any longer. Santiago wants
your job.
Others will follow him. You should think to leave.
No. I'm staying in Paris with you, and everyone's gonna be happy.
Louis.
I'm not an
But
artist.
you gonna help him run the fucking theater?
I don't know
Like,
too much about the theater, but I used to be real good at running things. I'm a little wet. Santiago wants to be coven leader. Give him the job.
Never.
Watch him fail.
Never.
Listen to me.
I can't.
Listen.
I will not.
Fine. Then throw him a bone at least. Let him feel like he's your heir apparent. He'll overplay his hand.
So Louis is the
and
planner,
everyone
the
sees
mastermind, and Armand makes sure he sees it through.
You know, they don't have an alternative. They'll beg you back. And that's where you can decide if you want it back or you want something else.
I want you. I want anything in the world.
You sure about that, Aaron?
You're not going to address him putting his hands on
Yes, maître.
Claudia? We're just not going to talk about that?
Juan.
Sitting on a bench, having a smoke.
Celeste.
Nothing but a man walking a dog, a drunk, asleep in his auto.
Good. Very good. Meet back at the theater and stagger your arrivals.
Yes, maître.
Yes, maître.
Oh, Lord, they're
Fred
fighting.
Stein's in the alley. 4. You made me look foolish.
You just assume it was me.
Well, it wasn't me.
You sure about that?
Excuse me?
That seems to be a pattern
Take
for
it
you,
way
Lou.
fucking back.
It was probably an honest mistake from the start.
You think I need to be coddled? Hyped up? Lied to?
Well, I can't stand hearing people argue. See, there he go again.
A splinter of coldness in you. Is that what makes you fascinating?
Don't be afraid. Just start the tape.
You weren't always a vampire, were you? No. I was a
I know about the
33-year-old
victims.
man when I became a vampire. How did it come about?
Catherine Mitchell. Is that a previous girlfriend of his?
Would you like to join us?
No. You go ahead. Have your fun.
Oh, somebody got pictures of them two together.
I mean, you've forgotten, man. You don't understand of your own story. Hey, stop!
I'm gonna say, put some earbuds in. Leave one out, though, so you hear them walk up on me.
What? Morning! I lost time.
I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna want to ruin it.
I was at home picking.
I don't know what to get from that last little piece of audio. Damn, I now want to watch the next episode. I enjoyed this. This was a great episode. Looks like it's only a matter of time before the coven finds out the secret that Claudia and Louie have been hiding since they stepped foot in Paris about Lestat's disappearance. And it looks like, I think Armand kind of knows that, which is why he's all like, you know, I want you, and gonna do whatever this thing. Like, it's like side him, and it looks like he's willing to go against the coven on that too. So at least that's what I got from it. Claudia is fed the fuck up, Louie. She's over him. I think at this point, she's probably gonna run off with that woman. Not like in a romantic sense. Maybe they just become friends and run off with each other, or maybe, I don't know. I just feel like there's only a matter of time before she separates herself from Louie. Because him trying to compel wanting a sense of community and wanting to know more about who she was, what you have to understand is she was a 14-year-old girl. It's very little that a 14-year-old child knows about anyway. Then you turn around and make her a vampire, so not only did she not about being a young woman, she now has to figure out what it means to be a vampire too, and trying to navigate all of that together. And also deal with the fact that she's not going to physically age, which kind of makes her alone, in a sense. Unless you just so happen to find another, vampire teenage kid. Like this. I'm not saying they don't exist. I mean, hell, look, Iris. Like, I'm pretty sure that's out there her age, but it doesn't seem like this particular storyline operates with a lot of vampires. What else? Maud and Louie bumping heads. I guess Louie is about the fact that Armand always feels like he has to lie or coddle him, but that's literally what it is. Even when he's his artwork, he's imagining Lestat there giving him feedback on how to perfect his lighting and giving him approval and telling him, oh, it's not that bad. You do need those things. You do. So it's just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see this goes with the coven, because now they have her black book that she originally signed. I think she wrote it with Lestat's blood, so they now have that information. You have Armand wanting to go rogue, so we'll see how all this pans out in episode 5. I may put those two together, or they may be separated. We'll see. But if you like this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're up to date on all these videos as I release them. I am also going to be starting some more shows like The Bear season 3 that's coming up. So if there's anything you want me to add to that list, please let me know, and we can kind of get a list going. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Feel right. Ride with me if you ride with me. You can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky. Come get high with me. That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? Right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right?